All right, it's LP, writer and creator of Nyobi and Savage Sin, two great comic books, which you can go ahead and buy right now from my eBay store or find at your local comic book shop. We're here to talk about Marvel Rivals and why did they ban, out of all people, all lovable creatures on this earth, Winnie the Pooh from Game Chat. Now, I have a feeling, and it's just a feeling, that this may have something to do with the Chinese government and the fact that they compare their leader to Winnie the Pooh. It's a cuddly little guy, ain't he? Let's find out what they say. Marvel Rivals, like any other online shooter, has ways to communicate with players in the game. When the team's success depends on six randos being paired together, they need ways to talk to one another, or they're as good as dead. Marvel Rivals has a ping system allowing players to signal enemy locations when a player needs help or when they're ready to use their ultimate ability. Marvel Rivals also has in game text chat and voice chat, giving players even more control over how they want to talk to their teammates. Well, a lot of that comes from being on console, right? So on the PC, it's pretty easy to chat to people. You know, you just hit the C or whatever, it's going to bring you into the chat, type your shit, and exit out. On a console, you don't really have a keyboard to do that. So it's like old school text messaging with your controller, and it really sucks. So voice chat is, probably pretty important. Now, full disclosure, I play a lot of Marvel Rivals. I love the game. And I'm in voice chat all the time. I usually keep myself on mute unless if there's other people talking. And guess what? There rarely is. Every now and then you'll find someone in there, but it's not like a Call of Duty chat. Like in almost every game of Call of Duty, there's people going off everywhere. In Marvel Rivals, it's usually pretty quiet. Even like when I played some competitive matches, there was no one talking. Period. But they do exist in the sense of like the ability to do it exists. While these tools are important for any multiplayer game, having access to text and voice chat is almost always a breeding ground for toxicity, right? No, not really. I mean, if you're going to say that, then anytime you get a group of people together, it could be at a bar, at a school, at your place of work, any sort of event, congregation, then that's a breeding ground for toxicity if we're going to go by that logic. Many players use the in-game chats to yell at their fellow players for grievances like not healing enough or getting enough eliminations. Well, you have to carry your weight. Some people are actually trying to play this for, God forbid, a career. I wouldn't recommend that, kids. Some players have made note of certain words being banned in the game text chat. Many of these words make sense as they are offensive and can fester even more hate among players. But censored words have also had players scratching their heads. One such phrase is Winnie the Pooh, Disney's lovable honey-eaten yellow bear. So Winnie the Pooh, that's interesting. I wonder what would happen if I log into Marvel Rivals tonight and I go to the console chat and I take 5 minutes to type out Winnie the Pooh. What would happen? What do you think would happen, folks? Let me know. Let's go down and see. Well, when an online game decides to flag or censor a word in their game, it is usually for a good reason. Well, I don't know about that. I've seen some dumb shit. Many racial, sexist, or homophobic slurs can be censored due to offensive or inappropriate content. While many gamers argue that toxicity is just a part of player versus player games, most game developers do their best to restrict in-game cruelty. If their chats don't catch the offensive words, players can report one another for abusive language to bring attention to players who are causing problems for other players. This is a double-edged sword. Yes, I get it. Some shit you can say is really hurtful and maybe should be left out of the game. The other side of that coin, though, is that it is a competition online game, and smack talk, trash talk, and even giving constructive criticism, saying like, hey, you need to be healing the tank a little bit more than what you're doing, is fair game, in my opinion, including teabagging. That's a topic for another day. In other instances, it may seem a little bit more ridiculous. Sometimes gamers will censor words associated with their competitors. Take Wuthering Waves, for example. Wuthering Waves 2024, never heard of this, is a free-to-play open-world action RPG and a gacha game similar to the incredibly popular Genshin Impact 2020. While both games are similar in formula, they are very different games. An attempt to keep players from fighting about which game is better, what the fuck is this? W Wuthering Waves has banned certain words associated with Genshin Impact. Wuthering Waves? That name doesn't roll off the tongue very good, does it? For example, we're just going to call them WW. For example, WW players, dub, can't type the word resin, into the game chat. Reason refers to the accumulated energy that Genshin players need to complete certain activities. WW has a similar mechanic, but they call them wave plates instead. To keep the two games separated, the word resin has been completely banned from the game's chat function. Interesting. Winnie the Pooh might seem like an extremely random word to ban from an in-game text chat. But Marvel Rivals isn't the only game franchise that tiptoes around the Disney character. Kingdom Hearts 3 never introduced Winnie the Pooh into the game for the same reason that Marvel Rivals won't let players talk about him. As it turns out, Winnie the Pooh is censored a lot in Chinese media for his association with the Chinese leader Jinping. Did I say that right? This association has grown significantly over the last 10 years. So much so that Winnie the Pooh has become a sensitive topic in China. Well, you can't make fun of the dictator leader, can you? That's grounds for, I don't know, check notes, 20 years in jail. NetEase Games, the developer behind Marvel Rivals, is a Chinese company. I thought they were Korean. So it makes sense that their censorship would cater to the Chinese government. If a player attempts to type Winnie the Pooh into Marvel Rivals text chat, they will receive a message that says that text contains inappropriate content. Bullshit. I mean, not bullshit that I believe they actually get that message. I'm most certain that they do. The bullshit part is you can't say Winnie the Pooh. It is an attack on our freedom, people. It's an attack on free speech. In 2013, the General Secretary of the Chinese Communist Party, Wang Jinping, made a trip to the United States to visit then President Barack Obama. An image of the two leaders walking side by side circulated around the internet. With it came the comparison. Straight away, people started comparing the image of the Chinese leader and Barack Obama to Winnie the Pooh walking side by side with his best friend Tigger. The internet, you never cease to amaze me. Soon enough, this humorous comparison starts spreading across the internet. Not only did real photos circulate with captions and commentary attached to them, but internet users, as they always do, started making memes. Oh no, the dreaded meme. At first, it started off as something entirely harmless. The comparisons were supposed to be funny, but then quickly morphed into something more. Images of the Chinese leader as Winnie the Pooh cropped up at record speed for Chinese citizens who oppose Ying Wingpang's rule over China. The comparison to Winnie the Pooh became something of a rebellion. Winnie the Pooh, man, is going to be on all Chinese flags, sparking the rebellion. We're going to fight in the honor of sweet nectar honey. This is it. This is the way of the world, folks. The Chinese government found the comparisons immensely offensive. Mr. Jinping carries himself as a serious individual, and Winnie the Pooh is anything but. Winnie the Pooh is an adorable, chubby, lazy, and carefree teddy bear. Children love Winnie the Pooh, but the comparisons between Winnie the Pooh and the so-called Chinese leader became more than just a meme. Many people who oppose his rule use these memes as a means of protest. Protesting this vicious dictator with Winnie the Pooh bear memes. Oh my. As a result, Winnie the Pooh, particularly Disney's iteration of the character, has been heavily censored in China. This shouldn't come as much as a surprise. China's censorship has been a point of contention for many years. Some Winnie the Pooh related things are not restricted in China. Books and toys flew under censorship radar for now. And Shanghai Disneyland still has a couple of Pooh related theme rides. For the most part, though, all images of Winnie the Pooh have been banned in China. So listen, you want to fight the Chinese communist rule? You live in China, you're a citizen. Just start drawing Winnie the Pooh everywhere. Start spray painting them everywhere. And make sure you ride that ride at Shanghai Disneyland just a few extra times, okay? This is it. And then they go on to give some examples of where he's been banned and all that good stuff. But it makes sense, right? I mean, in 2025, it's Man, it's weird to say that banning the phrase Winnie the Pooh makes sense in a Chinese made game, but it does. Not that I agree with it, but it makes sense that they would do that because they are Chinese and they have rules and laws that they got to follow that are a lot different from the ones here in Canada or in the US. And it's just sad, that you will demonize this lovable bear in the name of politics. However, if it can bring on a revolt, if Winnie the Pooh is the face of rebellion in the next coming few years, then I welcome this orange yellow bear into our lives. And may he reign on every flag across China. Now, that's a little bit of sarcasm, but at the same time, who gives a shit? So, guys, if you like this video, go ahead and correct all my bad pronunciations. Go ahead and let me know if you agree. Are you Chinese? Let me know if you agree with Marvel Rivals' ban of Winnie the Pooh from Game Chat. Is that an infringement on your free speech, or is this just protecting a most honorable and adorable leader of the Republic of China? We'll talk to you soon after a word from our sponsors. And just who is the sponsor of today's video? Well, it's me, Austin. It's been me all along. And guys, I just want to quickly point out that I too am a comic book creator. I just don't speak it. I produce it, right? It's like put your money where your mouth is. We do that each and every time we have a release. I've been doing this now for a decade. We're published. We're in comic book shops and we're on eBay. So if you ever want to check out Nyobi and you haven't yet, one of the best ways to do that is to come by our eBay store. Take a little scroll through here. If you type in Nyobicomics, you'll find it. Of course, link will be in the description of the video. I have all kinds of great back issues and hard to find variants here from artists that you know and love, like Jamie Tyndall, Elsie Frita, Steph Wilson, Paul Green, John Stinsman of Evangeline fame, Keith Garvey, and so many more, guys. If you're missing out on some Nyobi back issues, if you're looking for that hard to find variant, chances are you're going to find the best deal right here on eBay, and chances are you're going to find that deal directly through me. And as always, if you do order a book from me, I'll throw in a little extra goodies in there, little tchotchke package of stickers and bookmarks and cards. Oh my. You'll have all that. Plus, you can have your book signed or unsigned. That is up to you. And keep an eye on this page because I do update it fairly frequently with new items all the time. And as something sells, I will put it back up. So, guys, today's sponsor, Nyobicomics, the eBay store. Come check it out.